Coming up on Network Africa, Liberia's outgoing president is expelled from her own party for not supporting the party's candidate. Gas tanks explode at a supply station in the commercial city of Lagos, southwest Nigeria. And later, we'll remember Nigeria's fallen heroes at an annual event set aside to honor members of the Nigerian military. Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Joke Rogers. We begin the program today with stories that made the headlines over the weekend.
The death toll from a cyclone that hit Madagascar about 10 days ago has risen to 51, with another 22 people reported missing. Tropical cyclone Ava passed through Madagascar from the 5th to 6th of January, hitting mostly the eastern coast of the island with wind speeds of up to 190 km per hour. The National Office of Risk and Disaster Management in a statement on Sunday says more than 54,000 people were displaced by the cyclone. Elsewhere, hundreds of Tunisians demonstrated peacefully against government austerity measures in the capital after nearly a week of sometimes violent protests on Sunday, which was the 7th anniversary of the ousting of former President Zine El Abidine Ben Ali. Protests erupted last Monday in several towns and cities across Tunisia, triggered by tax and price hikes imposed on the 1st of January as the government seeks to reduce budget deficits to meet an agreement with its international donors. According to the Interior Ministry, almost 800 people have been arrested for vandalism and acts of violence, including throwing petrol bombs at police stations. The president, Benji Sepsi, pledged extra aid for poor families and needy people in response to the demonstration, but protesters still took to the streets, holding banners with slogans against rising prices. Liberia's ruling Unity Party has expelled the country's outgoing president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, whom they accuse of meddling in last year's presidential elections in which its candidate suffered a bruising defeat. Johnson Sirleaf, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate who has been in power for 12 years, denies the party's allegations that she held inappropriate private meetings with election magistrates before the 10th of October. 4 other party officials were also expelled, according to the party in a statement distributed. The statement said Johnson Sirleaf and the other members had violated rules, including a requirement to support all Unity Party candidates in elections.
Well, you heard that in that report, the very last part of it, that Liberia's President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has been expelled from her party for not supporting the party's candidate for the just concluded presidential elections. We'll be talking more about that story in just a moment. We'll be expanding it, and joining us in the studio to give us some perspective about this is a senior research fellow at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Dr. Segun Bolariwa. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
First, what do you make of, the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's party expelling her?
Well, first of all, it's a surprise because she's still the incumbent president. She's still on the seat until on the 22nd, when the transition will be made and she will hand over to the president-elect, Mr. George Oponwe. But now she's been accused of undermining the ruling party, and not only undermining the ruling party, she has also been accused of not supporting the party's candidate. And basically, the party believed that it is one of the major reasons why their candidate lost to the opposition party. So it's basically, the implication is that the party has lost its good standing since 2006. And again, the initial glory the party has gotten also through her and the Unity Party, because she became the first elected woman president in Africa. So a woman, before that period, has never been elected as president of Africa. So of any nation in Africa or anywhere in Africa. So basically, my take on this is that the party is now in crisis. The party has lost its stake. The party has lost its hegemony. The party has lost its good standing before the Liberians. So it will take a long time now to change that thinking in the mindsets of Liberians. An average Liberian believes that, well, it's a normal thing. The end justifies the means. So what has happened now is that the party has lost its good standing, right, because she did not support their political party. Okay,
sir, but I mean, I can't seem to understand. You have a party-less president. Yes, she still has weeks to go before she formally hands over power to George Weah. So, I mean, can that happen? Can a sitting president actually not have a party in the last few weeks of their presidency?
Well, that is a party affair. And I want to believe...
What about the political affair? What does that mean?
The political affair aspect of it is that the political party, the ruling party, which is the Unity Party, which has brought her in since 2006 to date, they have lost their control, the political control of that country because of the actions of President Sirleaf Johnson by not supporting the party's candidates in the just concluded elections. And beyond that, she has also affected her own personality and integrity, because she must have her reasons for not supporting the party's candidate, the party she belonged to, the party that brought her into the presidency, the party that made her president for many years till now, that she's going in the next few days. So the take there is that the party is angry because the party believed that during the election or the elections, she could have used her incumbency or incumbent powers and all of that within or during the elections to have helped them to maintain the presidency or to still go ahead with the presidency, because it was our deputy, our vice president who contested. So, and the man lost to the opposition party, Congress for Democratic Change of George Weah, that won the election. So basically, the party is angry. Basically, the party has lost the political control of Liberia. And for how many years now, we don't know. But the party has lost its political control, its constitutional control, its economic control of Liberia. And that's the major reason, or one of the major reasons, why the political party, why the Unity Party, the incumbent party, is very angry with the president. And of course, the reason why they took the decision may be in the next few days, exactly 1 week from now, on the January 22nd, there will be a switch to the president-elect when he will be sworn in, George Weah. So they just believe that since she has few days, so she has nothing to do again. And she cannot come back to run as president again. Of course, she cannot go lower than being a president. So, of course, to herself, she was ready to do anything because she has nothing to lose. That's her belief. But her integrity, her clouds, all of those things she has harnessed and garnered for herself in the past few years, I think this action could affect it.